All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. Wealth preservation. Now, this is usually an afterthought for most who are primarily concerned with wealth creation. Now, both go hand in hand for sure, don't get me wrong, but so much has been written about how to get the most bang for your buck and how to get 10% yield on an investment. But what about the aftermath? Well, the truth is that for anyone who truly goes down the rabbit hole of wealth preservation, they will most certainly bump into gold and silver. Unfortunately, if you get your information from most mainstream sources, they'll just say the common, not so uncommon line of 5% of your assets should be in gold. But do they ever educate you as to why? Well, I found this pretty funny article that I hope will illuminate this a bit for you. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Okay, so what the upcoming wealth transfer could look like. Now, this is a newer one from Jeff Clark from goldsilver.com. He works with Mike Maloney. And we have a bit of a story here. I'm not going to read all of it. I'll link this into the description so you guys can take a look at it. But here is how he thinks this whole thing could start. So you grab a calculator for the third time that day, multiplying your gold and silver ounces by the price of each. The total staggers you all over again, even though you checked it just a few hours ago. And just quick pause. How many times do you guys check the amount of your gold and silver is worth? Let me know in the comment section below how often you guys do that. Precious metals prices have been screaming higher for weeks now, jumping 5% to 10% every day, frequently higher. One day last week, gold was up 20% and silver a whopping 36%, just like in 1979. Meanwhile, the Dow and S&P have crashed. Real estate has frozen up. The bond market is a bloodbath, but gold and silver prices are soaring. Welcome to the wealth transfer. Now, I hate to break it to most of you, but the wealth transfer has already begun. In fact, it's been going on for decades. Now, you may be saying, well, how is this possible, Black Bullion? Well, it's because when you look at something like this, it kind of brings things into perspective. Now, some of you have seen me refer to this inflation calculator before, and I think it's a great tool to see how far from grace we've fallen, so to speak. So as you can see here, basically, since 1913, we've lost about 96.2% of our wealth, or I should say our purchasing power. Now, for some of you, that may not hit too hard because they're like, okay, 1913 is 2020. Who cares, Black Bullion? We lost 96% of our purchasing power. Who cares? Well, how about this? Do you care about this? Because since the year 2000, that number is 33.2%. Yeah, so I know some of you guys have probably been working since 2000 and have been saving up money in a savings account. So let's say for example, if you had, $100,000 in a bank account just sitting since the year 2000, then, in 2020, that amount would be roughly around, where it would have lost about 33,000 or more so $33,200 of purchasing power. Now, that's a huge amount if you think about it. Now, you guys can check my math on this, but if it's $100,000 in a bank account, let's just say it's just sitting there, you're not really, let's forget about the interest rate. And you take that percentage, you know, you've lost about $33,200 of purchasing power. So this essentially is the wealth transfer if you aren't in gold and silver. Now, it's been happening unbeknownst to most people, this wealth transfer. I mean, they are aware of it, but they never question how or why it happens, and rarely do they ever even try to control for it in their own lives. They just say, wow, gas used to be $1 a gallon decades ago. Oh well, time to keep pumping. You know, they don't. So don't let that be you. You know, when it comes to this stuff, I can tell you guys have probably been down this rabbit hole before. This isn't anything surprising to you, but please, if this is something that you are concerned about for your friends and, you know, for your family, you know, let them know that, you know, this is what's happening. Share this disinflation calculator website with them and let them know, like, hey, this is what's happening to a lot of your money as you just leave it sitting somewhere. Consider going into gold so you can hedge against that. All right, guys, thanks again for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. It's Black Bullion.